Hi Queens, welcome back to my channel. I am so glad you're here. Whether it's hot flashes or good old-fashioned humidity, keeping your makeup from sliding off your face can feel like a full-time job. If this sounds familiar, then this video is for you. We're going to be diving into the ultimate sweat-proof makeup routine, perfect for those blazing summer days when your face feels like it's auditioning for a slip and slide competition. And here's the best part. At the end of the video, I'll share with you how you can grab my complete sweat-proof makeup checklist from the blog on my website. It's like your cheat sheet for staying flawless in the heat. No stress, no guesswork. Before we jump in, let me share why this matters to me. I've always loved the ritual of makeup, even on the hottest days. I live in an incredibly hot, humid environment. But I really hate when I spend all this time to put on my makeup and get the look that I want, only to have that slide off by lunchtime. We deserve to have our makeup routine keep up with us, whether it's presenting something at work, running around after grandkids, or just chilling out at a summer barbecue. So today's not just about makeup, it's about confidence in your routine, creativity, and feeling unstoppable without needing a midday rescue mission to the office bathroom. Now let's talk about waterproof products. Waterproof everything may seem like a fix, but it can backfire. So heavy waterproof foundation can clog pores, it can feel like a mask on your face, and let's be honest, it probably feels kind of gross, especially if you're in an environment that's very hot and humid. Instead, what I do is I save those waterproof products for areas that really need it. So for example, mascara or eyeliner. Recently, I talked about the eyeliners from Revant that are waterproof and these from Prime Prometics. Both brands formulate for mature skin, and I have found that both provide an eyeliner that does not budge. This way, what you're doing is you're fighting that smudging without compromising your skin. The real MVP for summer is going to be lightweight, breathable products. So we're talking gel moisturizers like this one from Versed. Another one I haven't tried yet, but I've been hearing a lot about is these e.l.f. Thirst Burst drops and water-based skin tints. So for example, the Maybelline Superstay skin tint is a really good one. There's some other ones out there. They give you the comfort without feeling like you're layering on a ton of product. A few other things that I really like is if you want to just go with a tinted moisturizer. So for example, this one I absolutely love from Wise Beauty is their Skin Glow with SPF 30, which can also double as a primer, as I knock over everything on my desk. Or the Dermatology Universal Tinted Moisturizer, which is an SPF of 36. So these are great, especially for like if the weekends, if you're just running out doing errands, you kind of want your face to have a more even tone. These tinted moisturizers are perfect for that. If you are one that is kind of married to using primers, I'm not. I feel I let my skincare do the work of the primer for me. But if you prefer to use a primer, you want to just make sure that you're using like for like when it comes to your formulas. So for example, if you're going to use a water-based skin tint, you're going to want to use a water-based primer. If you're using a silicone-based complexion product, you're going to want to use a silicone-based primer. If you don't, what happens is they end up clashing with each other and then your makeup falls apart. These gripping primers, I think they came out like a year or so ago. These are great for summertime and also great for oily skin. I would only personally use this during summer because my skin tends to be dry, so I'll just use a tiny bit if I'm using something watery, kind of real glowy, and I really want that to stick. Another tip that I want to share that I've been doing for years, I have told coworkers about it, I have told clients about it, is layering. In the summertime, especially when you really need things to stay put, a great technique is to layer. So for example, you put on your foundation, you layer with like MAC Fix-It plus. Or I also really love the Makeup Forever Mist and Fix. You can even use your normal setting spray, and we'll talk more about this in a minute, to layer in between. So say, for example, you put on your foundation, you mist, you let that set for a second, then you go on with your other products, whether it be your blush, your bronzer, your concealer, you mist. If you're doing any powders, you mist. So when it comes to powders, especially during the warm weather months, you're gonna want to use as little as possible. I will say you still need powder. I don't care what age you are. I have heard so many different opinions about powders from different professional makeup artists, but the majority say that, and I agree with this, that you have to use powder no matter what your age. It's about being strategic with the powder, using something super finely milled like Laura Mercier. There's some other really great brands out there like Viseart. I love Viseart's setting powder. It's like you just blow on it and it just disappears. And then just doing it strategically, only where you need it. So for example, the T-zone, as you can see, I'm super shiny today, but I'm not gonna do a whole lot because we're going out to do errands, and then we're probably gonna sit outside on the patio or do something. So I'm gonna be outside. So right now I just have skincare on. I'm not gonna do any powder. I'll do a little mascara and that's gonna be it. But like on a work day, especially during the summer, I am putting it like to set like the fine lines in my forehead, to set my concealer, to set this area in through here. So as you can see, I'm only using it in this particular area, which is where you would actually need it so things don't move around, and because there's a lot of movement in this section of our face. I know a lot of women get worried about looking cakey by using powder, but again, it's just about being strategic. And as far as application of the powder, that's a personal preference. I've seen it done with a puff. I've seen it done where you could take your beauty blender, spray it with whatever spray you want, or even a little bit of water, put your powders down, you blend all that in using your fingers. I typically tend to like, and I don't know if I've got one here, something even fluffier than this, but taking a fluffy brush, having the powder on the back of my hand, not going directly into the container, to make sure that I've worked it into the brush, and then just tapping and making sure that I have swiped away any excess. But for the most part, I'm just gonna tap and let that set. Now, setting spray at the end, non-negotiable for me. I have been obsessed with the Melanie Mills Hollywood setting spray. I've been using it since, I wanna say like 2019, 2020. I constantly have this on backup. So I've got one can here, a spare behind me, and then I've got another can downstairs, and I keep it in my kit. This is a beautiful aerosol style setting spray. So you can think of it like, I know there's one by L'Oreal, but that tends to feel super sticky like hairspray. This one does not. It's a super fine aerosol mist, and it's got a bit of a lavender scent to it. So whatever your preference is, get one that's not alcohol based if you can find one. The alcohol does help things to kind of really stay put, but you just want to look at the ingredient list to see how far down that alcohol is on the ingredient list. I believe this one does have it. Yeah, it does, but I will tell you that it's non-irritating. It doesn't make my face feel dry or sticky or like it's cracking. It's just super fine, and it keeps everything in place. I never have any issues when I use that particular setting spray. And everything that I am talking about and recommending, I'll go ahead and I will put a link in the description box below. But the other thing, and it's key to not just our face, but our entire body, is hydration. And let's be real, I'm terrible when it comes to hydration. I can have a huge thing of water right next to me, and I'll be so engrossed in what I'm doing, I completely forget to drink. But hydration is key, right? Keeps our skin plump. It keeps us well hydrated, which means our skin products are gonna work better. Our skin is going to have a more healthy appearance to it. Well hydrated skin produces less oil and stays more balanced even when you're in an environment where the temperatures are really high. I can tell you that smart water bottles, if you've seen those on the market, I will say I have owned some in the past. And again, I'm terrible. I'll be great when I first get it because they usually have an app. And I've had water bottles that chime, water bottles that light up, water bottles where the app is sending me notifications to say, hey, you haven't taken a drink in so many minutes or whatever. I'm great when I first get them, and then it just kind of trickles off. So I'm just sticking with a tried and true cup, just keeping it next to me, trying to be as diligent as possible with drinking my water. But if you prefer a smart device like that, that could even maybe connect if you have a smart device watch or something like that, that might be a game changer for you. The other thing that might be a really good thing to keep with you are blotting papers. People often think that, blotting papers are just for people with oily skin, but no. Basically, if you tend to run hot, blotting papers can be great for helping to pick up any excess sweat around the perimeter of your face or in through this area without disturbing your makeup. All right, queens, so there you have it, the full Sweatproof makeup routine for summer. Structured, easy to follow, and tested by yours truly, because like I said, I live in an incredibly hot, humid climate. But wait, don't forget to check out my Sweatproof makeup checklist that you can find within the blog post on my website. It's your cheat sheet for beating the heat and keeping your glow and your makeup in place all day long. I'll drop the link in the description box so you can go snag it. If you found this helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and drop a comment sharing your favorite Sweatproof makeup secret, and let's keep this conversation going. Stay cool, stay confident, and remember, no sweat, no worries, and I'll see you next time.